Welcome to Kiki's Chat Show. Today is Wednesday, the 4th of August. Now, can you believe the speed at which the days have gone? It has gone very fast, and we're now in August. Today, we are going to talk about something which I try not to do, and it's politics. We're not actually talking about politics, but I have got a politician here on my show. I think he's in the green room now, so he's on his way in, and we are about to start. Yes, he is here. Mr. YAWSON is here. And now let me tell you about Mr. YAWSON. My guest today is the chairman of the Progressive People's Party UK. He's a member of the PPP National Committee. He's a writer and columnist for Modern Ghana, Ghana Web, and Today newspaper in Ghana. He is very prolific. He doesn't hold back and he doesn't pull any punches. He tells you like it is. Good evening, Mr. YAWSON.
Good evening, Kiki. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Today, Mr. YAWSON has a lot of concerns about what is going on in his beloved country, Ghana, and he wants to share it all with us. Mr. YAWSON, my first question is this. What does it mean to be a Ghanaian?
That's a big question. Thank you very much for that. What it means to be a Ghanaian, we are very proud as the people of Ghana that used to be the Gold Coast. We've got a lot of natural resources, resources which we can be proud about. It means to be what it means to be a Ghanaian is the fact that at this stage in 2021, we should have gone closer to being a developed nation, but we are not. We are really going back. So it's a bit of an embarrassment to tell colleagues that one is a Ghanaian today. We shouldn't have said that, but I'm telling you the truth. The truth is that it does not make me proud to be a Ghanaian today until certain things are put correctly.
But what are the things that you want us to put correctly to make you a proud Ghanaian? What are they?
Thank you. Our first leader, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, put in place an agenda for us to have followed by this time. Ghana would have been a better place. He put so many things in place. Immediately after independence, he didn't waste time. He went on to start developmental projects. But for a political expediency, when his party was overthrown, the party that took over, incidentally, is this current political party called NPP. They activated that military takeover. And they have they tried to erase all his achievements, all his records. They have erased most of.
Can you give me a few of his achievements? What were the achievements that he put in place that it's not there anymore? For example, what?
Well, I'll tell you what. We had Ghana Airways. We had Black Star Line, the shipping lines, about 15 to 17 ships. We had so many planes for Ghana Airways. Today, we don't have any. If a Ghanaian has to travel, you have to go through British Airways or KLM. different airlines and all that. We had these things at the time of independence in the 1957, the 60s and all that. All these things were put in place. They've been wiped out.
Yeah, and we had our own dam, for example.
Yeah, we have Akusombo Dam, the hydroelectric project. If Akusombo Dam is there, it's not very well maintained, so it's going down. But at least it provides electricity to the whole Ghana. We were even renting it out, electricity to neighboring countries.
Yeah.
So it's poorly maintained, but we at least it's still there. He created a whole township called Tema. He created a port of Tema, the Tema Township. It was a grassland in those days. He created that. He created motorways there, about 200 secondary schools, 400 factories. Almost all of them are gone.
The factories or the secondary schools?
Secondary schools, 200 secondary schools, they are there now. But the factories, most of them are gone. We had tire factories, we have glass factories, the Robert Bonsa rubber factory. You could make tires for motor vehicles. Today, Ghanaians import even second-hand tires for our cars, and that contributes a lot to most accidents we face in Ghana.
Did we have old cars? Did he actually build? Was it in his time that the television, Akasanoma, and all these things were built, or was
Akasanoma, it was his time. That is assembly plant in Tema that were doing this Akasanoma radio, and after the coup, that one was also shut down. And we had to import almost everything that we need for that. We had to import them. That's not very good.
I see. Well, I mean, as you say, the blueprint was quite extensive. Now, what then happened so that we don't have those factories anymore? We don't really, as you said, the dam is in total disrepair. We don't have much electricity. We have load shedding. We don't have an airline anymore. What happened to cause this whole breakdown of our nation?
I think in the beginning, the New Patriotic Party used to be called United Party. In the beginning, everything in Nkrumah or the CPP government in those days tried to put in place. They said, no, it's not necessary. We don't need it at that time. They never needed most of all these things. The State House, they said, no, we didn't need it. Now that's the main State House for Ghanaians or the Ghana government. Almost everything the guy did, Nkrumah did, they destroyed them. And it's quite incredible to be thinking about things like this. But today, there was Fix the Country demonstrations in Ghana, Accra.
Yeah.
And the leaders are talking about Kwame Nkrumah. Would you believe it? This man was removed about 55 years ago. They see no other credible leader apart from Dr. Nkrumah. His name is now coming up. His name is coming up instead of the current government or the governor or President Nana Akufo-Addo, His Excellency. Nobody is mentioning that kind of name during today's demonstrations. I watched most of them. I listened to the messages that were coming, because Nkrumah put things in place that we should have maintained them up to this date. In July 2021, Ghana should have been a much better, well-developed country. Everything the guy did, they tried to destroy it. Nkrumah went to the Soviet Union. He went to China, tried to relate to these two countries. They said he was a communist and a socialist and all that. But being communist as China, we are seeing what China is coming up with now. Everybody is looking up to China.
Everybody's looking up to China,
Up to
or
China.
China
All countries
itself.
are, we are all looking up to China now. If you go to Ghana, we got Chinese there. In
Yeah, we're
those
not
days,
looking up to China, Mr. Yawson.
no, no, I'm
China
telling
is a
you,
major force and is making us recognize them.
yeah,
But
I
I
tell you, we are looking up to China because they have designed how we should run our in fact, all African countries. Go anywhere, there are Chinese there. It never used to be the case because the way they started as communists, they developed to a certain level whereby nobody can complain against their system of governance today, as we speak. This is why I believe that we are all looking up to Chinese people. There's some uh, illegal mining taking place in Ghana today. Most of them, the Chinese people are involved. They
but
really,
legal or illegal mining, which one?
illegal mining, they try to legalize it, but they're destroying our water bodies and our farmlands. Cocoa farms are being used for illegal mining, called in the local parlance galamsey. You
So
see,
this
and
is why I'm saying that we are
yeah,
not looking up to China. China is ruining our country as well. I mean, we're
of
not
course,
looking up to them, but they're there. They're everywhere. They're in all the countries, and they are taking over things. They are taking over people's thoughts. They are actually not, they are formidable. They are a major formidable force, not a happy, we're not having a happy medium with them, but they're there. I think that's the truth, though, Mr. Yolson.
they
Or
are, they are in remote areas, even in remote areas of Ghana, they are there now, and they are
that's
dictating
scary.
the pace.
I
So,
mean, you want a country to do well. And as you said, with the communism, China has done so well that it's broadened out. China is very rich. And even though people do not like China, you can't ignore them. And they're there. However, how did they enter our country in such numbers that is ruining everything that we have at the moment? Our waterways, they are poisoning our rivers, they're
yeah.
poisoning drinking water, they're ruining our farmlands. How did that happen?
Well, it did happen because the government gave them the chance. Ghana government welcomed them to come to come and do the things they are doing in Ghana today. The same NPP, I must say NPP, the same NPP that criticized Nkrumah for aligning himself with Chinese and the Russians, the same NPP today, they are relying on the Chinese, even probably to develop Ghana, if at all. What we want to the Soviet Union, and Nkrumah took us to Soviet Union and trained a lot of Ghanaians, doctors and engineers. The Soviet Union and Poland, Hungary, that kind of area, all the Eastern Bloc, and Nkrumah went there. They said, oh, he was a communist. That's what they were saying. They wanted everything to be done in Britain. It was in his time, it was too expensive to even come to study in the United Kingdom. And we had loads of scholarship to go into the Eastern countries, Eastern Bloc, to do all these things, these training. Today I'm proud to say we got good medical doctors and engineers trained in the Eastern Bloc. So NPP have eaten back their words. That's why I made sure to expose them this way. They should have had anything to do with the Chinese if they are destroying our lands and all that. But they know what they are benefiting from that. They condemned communism. But at the end of the day, we see the benefits of communism.
Yeah.
You see the benefit of communism. In the end, they are a force to reckon with in this world. So Nkrumah had that foresight long ago. The things Nkrumah could see, God knows, over 50 years, and people couldn't see it. All that he did was to condemn him, everything that he did. But things that he put in place, they have destroyed them. And now we need a change. A
We
change
do. Now,
of
yeah,
a
when
new
you
party to come
say,
in.
Mr. Yolson, when you say we need a change,
Yeah.
you see, when the NDC was on, we said we needed a change, and everyone went behind MPP to come on to give us that change. They promised a lot of things. One region, one factory, one hospital,
I
one
think
this, one that, and everybody was quite excited. But when they came, I don't think that's what we're seeing at the moment. Do you?
no, we're not seeing it. This is what is. If you follow a little bit of history, when Nkrumah was removed, the Buzia was there. Buzia was there. The military put him there as a prime minister. He lasted only 3 years before he was taken out. And the military that took him out, Supreme Military Council and all that, they went on until also Rawlings also came to take them out. You know, and when Rawlings came in with the AFRC, there was election planned already. So that's how Mr. President Dr. Liman came in. His People's National Party government came in. And as and when we were going on in December, 31st December 1981, Rawlings came in again. He came in this time on his own and new group of friends. And they ruled us from 1982, January 1982, for God knows, so many years, more than 11 he stayed on to 19 years, including 2 terms of civilian rule. So at least Rawlings took us into the civilian rule. A lot of damage.
The point is that we don't want to go back to military rule. Military rule was horrible. And even though for some, Rawlings came and did this, that, and the other, there were a lot of families who went through hell. There were a lot of families whose people died. There were a lot of military who took advantage of vulnerable business women, killed them, spoiled their businesses in Makola. You know, all those things. Ghanaians are not an aggressive group. It is a very calm country. It is a general knowledge. Everybody knows that. So when you talk about military, it just puts fear amongst people. It is the military that has made Ghanaians not to be more outspoken. They are afraid that they will be taken. You know, it's just a horrible nightmare for the majority of Ghanaians. So,
absolutely. Okay.
So when we talk of change, what other change can we do? Well, what can we do to make Ghana to, you know, not to go back, but to move forward in a better way?
Thank you very much. It used to be Convention People's Party for Nkrumah and NPP for Dankwa, Buzia, Dumo tradition, 2 key political parties in Ghana. That's why I've spoken a bit about the background of this, you know, how we got here. So when the Rawlings came in, he also formed this party, which is today's party, NDC party. So right now we got 2 main parties in Ghana, NDC and the NPP. CPP was destroyed, never to rise up again. But by God's grace, we are still there. CPP is divided. I was part of it. I had to leave it to join Progressive People's Party. We had to be disintegrated because the way Nkrumah was overthrown created factions between Nkrumah's own children or his own party folks. CPP, they went to different factions in the CPP, of which Progressive Party, the People's Party, is one. Now that we've tested NPP, we've tested NDC. Now we've got Ghana is now ready with a group of small pockets of political parties and all that. Now there's the talk of such groups coming together to be a force to reckon with. This is the point I'm trying to stress now. So between now and by the end of next year, you will find that there's a solid Nkrumah's party back on track again, because we are there. This is separated into Ghana Union Movement, CPP itself, a Progressive People's Party, People's National Convention, just to mention a few of them. They are all CPP factions. And even the NDC itself, it's largely CPP members who are in there. That's a party formed by Mr. Rollins. So this is the talk of the town, is that most people speak to us, and we are taking that on board. All these small pockets or these smaller political parties, we are now thinking the Progressive People's Party started coalition or merger of these parties, but it's very difficult for things to work out for the first time. But now the signals are there. Everybody's looking. Now let's say everybody, most people are yearning for us to get back together and be stronger. Because if you look at the last general election, it was pathetic. Pathetic because we are not united. You see small pockets of political parties. It was a joke for us to be voted in to form a government. I understand it. So many people have spoken to me. Over 1,000 people have spoken to me personally, all over from Europe and some from Ghana and other parts of even Africa. Now we are getting serious. See, these two governments cannot do the job. MPP has let us down. NDC has also let us down. That, i.e., if we look at their records, Nkrumah wouldn't have gone that way. That's what I mean. So we want to really regroup as a strong force to reckon with, including CPP itself, the remnants of CPP. Most of us left from there, left the CPP, and that's why I'm telling you, we are planning and talking. It takes time. It takes time to come back, but we are very sure that we are going to get somewhere next year.
I have two questions from the floor, but before that, I'll ask my question first. Okay. My question is, Mr. Yawson, every politician will say from different parties, everybody will say, oh, when we come, we'll do this. When they come, they don't do it. Everybody is promising things that we don't get. That is a big concern for the Ghanaian populace, because as you said to me before this show came on, you said the question was, they're preparing to build a cathedral. And the question was, do the people want a cathedral? You said no. If the people don't want a cathedral, why are we building a cathedral?
Thank you. The government, Ghana, Ghanaians ourselves, like other Africans, we got a tendency to over-worship God. We over-worship God, too much worship. Christianity was introduced to us from here, in this country, United Kingdom. They do not worship God the way Africans do, including Ghanaians. Today, Ghanaians go to church 7 days a week. There are one-man churches, plenty, loads of them. Hundreds and hundreds of churches in Ghana. Our small nation of 30 million people, there are more churches than you could imagine. And it's getting serious. We not go to church as the population, and how can we develop is the biggest question. For 64 years, if we have taken independence, it's a shame that we are where we are, and that's very serious, because the British that introduced us, the missionaries that came to the Gold Coast to introduce us Christianity, they were not worshiping 7 days a week. Today in Ghana, as we are speaking, there must be some church going on. Apart from the mainstream churches, there are other small pocket churches all over the place, everywhere, every villages and towns and cities. They are there. It's not good. God himself, who created the world, he worked for 6 days, and the seventh day, which is the Sabbath day, he relaxed. But for Ghana, we are always worshiping. That is why I'm claiming that we over-worship God. And God knows, only God knows what God is thinking about us. I'm not very sure God is looking at us kindly at all. So the cheek of it, we're going to build a cathedral in Ghana. That is a joke. Some of us criticize about it, try to even condemn it. They were going to build it. They're thinking that God is homeless. God is not homeless. So should we be building a cathedral to worship God where? In Accra.
No, but the cathedral, they are telling us it's not taxpayers' money, but it is individuals who are giving their money to build it. So we shouldn't be complaining because it's not taxpayers' money. This is money that individuals are giving for the cathedral to be built.
Now, I think that's the greatest lie, because when they started, government started to talk about cathedral, they did not ask taxpayers to contribute. It's only recently that we hear the government is now saying people should contribute 100 Ghana cedi per month to towards the building of the cathedral. We don't need it. What we need in Ghana is sensible roads that do not kill. There's so many potholes in main routes from Takoradi to Accra to Kumasi to Tamale, potholes, and very dangerous potholes that have developed into manholes. You can even stand in it. In the main roads, it's killing people. It's creating traffic. And if you attempt to overtake the car in front of you, you have a collision. You are sure to have collision on head-on collision with the other car. So thousands and thousands of people have died because of bad roads. When the British came, they laid out roads for us. We took over independence. We took over the roads, and we have rather, Governor Gadgisbeck time. The British governor. They started. They paved the way for us. We should have continued to make it better. And the only man to make it better was Kwame Nkrumah. Now, Kwame Nkrumah was removed. Although he did excellent work within the 7 years that he was, or 9 years that he was in power, he did the best. But if we remove him, we should have been a perfect nation by now.
Okay,
because we should have done better than Nkrumah.
In your view, because Kwame Nkrumah was removed, that is why we're suffering? Or is it in your view that Kwame Nkrumah was removed and yet the people who came on didn't do any better? And therefore...
Yeah, I think, yes, Kwame Nkrumah had a plan. He did. That's how he's different from all other governors or presidents, heads of state that have come. That man had a plan. For instance, 7-year development plan. He did not waste time. When we had independence, he did not waste time. He started to work immediately. We have seen look at the secondary schools, even the universities, 2 major universities, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Cape Coast, University of Cape Coast, and secondary schools, as I said earlier on. There's so many secondary schools. In those days, you have to travel from the village to Accra or Cape Coast just to attend the secondary school. He managed to build these schools in all the regions, and that was great. It's all I'm saying is that those who came after Nkrumah should have increased it and done better than Nkrumah. Nobody else. The arch enemy of Nkrumah is NPP. What have they done? We cannot touch their name to anything. Talk the whole of Tema is Nkrumah. In fact, it's got to be called named after Nkrumah, Nkrumah Town, not Tema. Do you understand? That's I'm not being funny. The man designed the whole. He and his party they brought about Tema, and today we've got NPP people living in Tema. Nkrumah created it. He did not even build a house in his own hometown of Nkrofol. That's how special that man was. He did not build a private house. When he came, he said a Flagstaff house was his house. He didn't have a private house. The only private house he had was in Laboni Estate. His mother's council flat. Because the mother was a blind woman, they adjusted it. There was an adjustment to the renovation of the place, and a few women were taken on board to look after the poor blind mother. That's the only house I would say Nkrumah had personally. Today, go to Nkrofol, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. He hasn't got a house there. His old house is what we see. I've seen that. Do you understand? But I'm not saying everybody should do that. But that's how good the man was. So he was bent on improving Ghana. That's why he brought in the 7-year development plan. The big ideas the guy had. So the NPP or whoever removed him should have updated it, upgraded it, and Ghana would have been a happy place. Today, travel from Kumasi to Accra, you are not very sure to come out safely unless you go by plane and stuff like that. But it's not everybody who can afford the cost of a plane to Kumasi to Accra. As an example, we have no train.
The people, the listeners, there's a listener who's saying the thing is every sensible comment is an insult to to Parliament. Those of us abroad are not accustomed to such attitudes. It's very hard to make a suggestion without them getting annoyed. They do not accept their faults. Somebody else is saying, Nanado has a plan. Ghana beyond aid. Why are Ghanaians not getting aboard? Those who now praise Nkrumah would be the ones criticizing him if he had been where is it? I can't even find. But basically they're saying that we are not accepting Nanado whilst he's there, and we should be accepting him now because he's got plans that maybe we can't see, but he's doing something that maybe we're not aware of. What do you think?
Maybe I would agree with the person who is saying these things, but that person must also listen to what I have to say. Ghana is within aid. We are not beyond aid. We are not. The misusing of the English language is very dangerous. We are not beyond aid. We are within aid. When the plan is wrong. The plan is wrong. We don't want our head of state to be traveling all over the place. We don't want, because we got high commissioners. If they are useless, kick them out, sack them, and put the proper high commissioners there. So we don't even know. Our president returned to Ghana, I think, 24 hours ago, if I'm right. But what did he come to do here? Did he come for medical attention? If he came for medical treatment, why is there no good hospital in Ghana? That's a question to ask. And Ghana is such a place that, hospitals themselves are not up to scratch, isn't it? We under equipped. Now that we have to go through that. Totally hopeless places we are talking about. A Ghanaian is unwell. If he's got money in his or her hands, he get on the plane to New York or UK or Germany for further and better treatment. You can't do it in Accra. You stay in Accra and die. Whether Ridge Hospital or Kolebu Hospital, no. But so many pathetic things are happening. And we haven't got any serious leader. I mean, if I say leader, not just the president. I'm talking of the Regional House of Chiefs. Where are they? What are they doing? I'm talking of a Ghana Christian Council. I'm also a Christian. What are they doing? Are they shouting or do they fear to talk? No. Council of State. What are they counseling about? Council of State. What are they doing? The question I'm asking myself and every Ghanaian. There's no insult. We want Ghana to be well organized. I want MPP to succeed. But we could see it is failing. I mean, in 2016, I went there. I was in Ghana. I did political campaign there for my party. And MPP put out a credible manifesto. Credible, I must be honest. Credible manifesto. That's why they won the 2016 general election. I even clapped for them. I'm not just thinking about my political party. We're thinking about Ghana. We're thinking about Ghana. Ghana first. Some people may brag, but we, the PPP, we believe that Ghana first. Mr. Nana Akufo-Addo's manifesto, MPP, was excellent. Close to perfection. What happened? They said, take ready to Paga Railways. I beg pardon. That's lovely. Once the train starts from Takoradi to Paga in the northern Ghana, that'll be great. All the villages around where there are railway stations, businesses will spring up there. And this is how economic planning is. I have always maintained that careful planning prevents pathetic performance. And maybe I'll repeat it. Careful planning prevents pathetic performance. We are performing pathetically as a nation. We have been performing pathetically so many years since Nkrumah was removed. That was with our kids, now grown up. It's not good. If the train service as promised by NPP from Takoradi to Paga would have been done, a lot of activities would be there. Would have sprung up in the nation, and jobs will be there'll be plenty of jobs for people to do. And when the people are working, they pay tax. When they pay tax, Ghana government earns from that. That's what hurt me. As I'm talking about tax, few people in Ghana pay taxes. Very few people in Ghana pay taxes. And the people who have to make sure these things are being done too, they are being brushed aside. Auditor General, Special Prosecutor, God knows what exactly is happening. We must look at them. We must ask some pertinent questions. This Progressive People's Party is not coming to talk about it. We want to see things being implemented. How many people are paying taxes? I hope the tax officer or the chief taxman in Ghana can tell us, not only me, us. How many people are there? How many people are doing businesses on that? How many of them are paying taxes? As an example, just like Greece, when about only 15% of business people or people are paying taxes in Greece. So a few years ago, we don't want this to be happening in Ghana. Nobody said Ghana government is broke. So we're always going for loans. We don't need loans. Nanadu said it. We are sitting on top of money and we are crying. Of course, yes, we are on top of money. Only few people are having that money. And that few people are having that money. The gold that we have, Konongo, Takwa, Obuasi, the royalties, they now siphon, collecting the royalties and placing them in some in the United Kingdom. We don't want any interest. Use that money to repair our roads in Ghana. Use that money to encourage businesses to be set up in Ghana. State Farms Corporation, Nkrumah had State Farms Corporation, it's no longer there. MPP could have done the same thing because they don't want to touch anything Nkrumah has done. We've got there's a tendency for not continuing the job that somebody has put in place. And Nkrumah was so sensible, so wise with his ladies and gentlemen, they created a gold refinery in Takwa, where myself, I was born there. So I know the refinery. I've seen the refinery before. He built it just before he was taken over, was removed. Today, the refinery is a student hostel. And what that means, as the refinery means to the people of Ghana, is that when they dug the gold out, the gold dust from across the road, going to Aboso in Takwa, gold mines, they would have come across to the refinery, refine it, and we would use it, polish the golds, turn into finished products, and sell the necklaces and the rings and earrings to the world. But today, we dig the gold and take it outside for the white man to turn it into necklaces and all that. And Ghanaians would travel to Dubai to buy gold trinkets. Ignorant. Almost all of them who go there, they are ignorant.
Oh, are you?
They don't know. They are ignorant. They're ignorant of the fact that the gold refinery, which we should have done in Takwa, in Ghana, the MPP stopped us. It takes a Ghanaian to get on the plane to go to Dubai to buy gold trinkets. There are so many goldsmiths in Ghana. Progressive People's Party, we believe in turning the gold dust into really finished products. That's why I'm saying that the people who go in there, they are ignorant. Of course, maybe they didn't teach them in school. That Nkrumah put gold refinery there. When Buzia came, I mentioned his name, anybody can quote me. Buzia came, they stopped the refinery. It is a student hostel. I went to Ghana for the last elections campaign. I went there myself. The place is a hostel instead of refinery. And about 3 miles from there is a Bossy Glass factory. It's snakes and rabbits and whatnot occupy the glass factory. They are not even using the building. Millions of pounds worth of project. They are not using it. They were producing bottles and all that. It's pathetic. Go to Tamale, the Bolgatanga meat factory. Go to Kede matches factory. Today we import matches before we can light the fire in Ghana. There's so many mistakes. Plenty of mistakes, and if we want Ghana to succeed, we want Akufo-Addo to succeed. It's not succeeding. Everybody has had to come to Accra. I grew up partly from in Accra. It was a clean place, quiet, nice place. Today, almost every Ghanaian must go and live in Accra. Almost, I'm telling you seriously.
Well, Accra is the city. That is the business city. That's where everything is happening. So a lot of people come from the villages too. It's because their villages and towns are not being developed, and therefore there is not much to do. But one of the things I want us to talk about is your writing. And I realized that after Dr. Indum, who is the chairman of your party, PPP, had
he's the founder. He's the founder.
The founder of your party, you wrote, "Hands off Dr. Indum and his business." Whose hand is on Dr. Indum at the moment? Why did you say hands off?
Ghana government, the NPP administration. I'm saying this. I wouldn't cross my heart, but I'm saying it straight, honestly, because it's true. Before the crash down on Dr. Indum's businesses, we had heard. The man was getting popular. Kwesindum, I'll call him Kwesindum shortcut. Kwesindum was too popular in Ghana, becoming too popular. So they designed a plan to really get him out of the way before the 2020 general elections. Absolutely. And Ghanaians, not all of us are entirely stupid. We can see that it was a plan. This man's got so many businesses there, especially 300 bank branches, the whole Ghana. Even villages can just walk around the corner. There's a bank there. The poor old lady or old man with a walking stick wouldn't have to travel to Kumasi to go to bank or Cape Coast to come Takrade and all that. Just smaller areas, districts and all that. This guy had 300 bank branches. Even in Nkrumah started, I think, about 150 Ghana commercial bank branches, if my memory is correct. Nkrumah introduced 150. Dr. Indum doubled that 300 bank branches. They didn't like that. They make matters complicated for him. And now, to cut long story short, now because they want to destroy Indum, any other Ghanaian who's got a bank, they brought new kangaroo arrangements. That how you need a working capital, you increase your capital by 233%. I did a calculation. The article you're referring to is in there. How on earth would you ask the directors of the bank to increase their capital by 233%? That's dangerous. They are not drug dealers. They are not armed robbers. So Dr. Indum said, no, I wouldn't do that. The directors of his group said, no, we're not going to do that. 233% increase was too much to ask. That's why they descended to savings and loans type of banking, but they still found faults or excuses to withdraw his banking license. And thank God, the law courts have decided that was a wrong thing to do. They have awarded Dr. Indum 174 million Ghana cedi. Just a tip of the iceberg. So more suits are coming because Dr. Indum's group sued Bank of Ghana, the Bank of Ghana, literally the Ghana government, challenging because they were arguing that Indum had not got money to run banks, whereas his group had financed Ghana government projects through payment, giving loans to contractors to complete Ghana government jobs. Because they wanted to crucify him, bring him down, they tried to stop him everywhere. Everywhere. Up to now, the money that Dr. Indom has paid to his group has paid to the contractors, Ghana government has still not refunded. And with the interest, it must go to about 15 or 12 billion Ghana cedis. Where are we going to get this money? They thought they were destroying.
So,
sorry.
When you say Ghana government, you are continually saying it is the present Ghanaian government that is not doing.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, the president. Yeah, who unfortunately went through the first 4 years, and said the 50 year is this year we are observing. You know, see, all we are talking about, all I'm saying is that we've got leaders in Ghana, not one, not just the president. That's why I'm stunned. There's all these leaders we have. All the regional house of chiefs, all chiefs in Ghana, all preachers, ministers, and all that in Ghana. Nobody can talk. Everybody's scared stiff. Nobody can talk. Nobody can talk. We're all under the same old God. Nobody can talk. Because, of course, they fear that when they talk, they will lose their seat if their chiefs and whatnot. But it's getting dangerous. Somebody must stand up and speak. And those of us who can
doing it now. You are doing it now. You are standing up.
But for me, I can brag outside. I'm not inside the parliament. I wish I was inside the parliament. That's the problem. If we are inside the parliament, then when you talk, people will listen. I hope to God a few people are listening now. They condemn us.
People are listening. Yeah.
They condemn us because I belong to Progressive People's Party. Oh, your party is a small party. Of course, we are a small party. Dr. Herbert Latte's party is there. Udike's party is there. Joy's party is there. Small parties are there, you know. But we believe that in time we will be stronger. But time is running out. That's why I said, look, we are working. Some of us, we are working. Our leaders started. They started talking. But, well, if you don't reach a consensus, then we relax. But some of us, we are going to push our top leaders to come on, just sit down and talk to our brothers and sisters, other smaller political parties, even including Ikwadonko's party. We are serious now, including Nana Juma Rawlings' party. Nana Juma Rawlings herself is a CPP girl. Because the father...
all your parties that you're bringing together are people, CPP people who fragmented and are coming back together.
Yeah, we want to push them to us to come back together. Otherwise, in 2 million years, we will never win any elections. It's not fair. It's not fair. They stopped Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndom from running for the last year's elections. So he thought and said, listen, I withdraw. That's why we had Bridget who came in. Bridget came in, the new flag bearer from our party, came in just a few months for the election, whereas Mr. Mahama has been campaigning for 4 years, Nana Akufo-Addo has been campaigning for 4 years, and Bridget, you know what I mean? Our leader had to campaign a few weeks. Sad. When we are doing campaign, we must go around all the constituencies, backwards and forwards and all that. You know, she couldn't even finish going through all the constituencies before the election. So PPP, we perform pathetically. But we know everything. With God, things are possible. At the end of the day, Indom has been exonerated. At least we know where we are going now. And the next battle will be very different. It must be different because we're giving the MPP the opportunity. They have not taken it. They have not taken it. When I went to Ghana a few times, 2 times this year, I've been to Kumasi, I've been to Western Region, Greater Accra and all that. I see the same thing. The roads are narrow. Instead of dual carriage, I've written about that before. Dual carriage routes, no, not just a single fly route. Now, we are just beginning to hear stories that the MPP wants to introduce dual carriage routes. Of course, it's a sensible thing to do. Sensible thing to do. I hope to God they can do it, or they will do it.
I hope to God he can do it too. Thank you so much. We have so many questions, but we don't have much time. So it means you have to come back so that we try and thrash a few more points here and there. But hopefully, maybe Nana Akufo-Addo or his people are listening or watching, and then they will take some advice from what you have said so far. Thank you very much, Kit, Mr. Yawson, for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. It all looks very frustrating now, but I pray that things get better. And sometimes the reason why people have two terms is because the first time they were just adjusting, and the second term they will do great things, and they've only just started. So hopefully, great things are going to come. Maybe they'll stop the cathedral and use the money people are donating to build hospitals. Who knows? So
for the cathedral, sorry to interrupt. For the cathedral,
yeah,
we are going to turn it into homeless people's place. It's not going to be a cathedral. It's not going to happen. If you want to bring God to Ghana, bring it at Kolongo and at Tebubu, the centermost part of Ghana, not a corner of Accra. God is not going to come there. Even if God is going to come to Ghana, he will come to the center Ghana so that we all travel to that spot. Atebubu and Konongo are the places you have to build the cathedral, if at all. But not all of that. All of us are Christians. Not all. Some of us worship Obusum and all that. Some of us worship Jujuman. So the thing is being complicated program. So MPP must listen and withdraw. We don't want another hero or another God in Ghana. We've got so many gods in Ghana. The churches are plenty.
You have to come back, Mr. Yawson. I've really enjoyed this, but our time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I just want to let you know, though, that God is already in Ghana. He's there. He doesn't need, God is not a human standing there. He's there. He's guarding over us. That is why people are coming from Nigeria and Kenya and all of that, trying to come into our beautiful, peaceful Ghana. Ghana is blessed. God has always been there. So as for this cathedral, maybe it's not God, but somebody else that they are building it for. Who knows?
Okay. Father, I forgot to say hello to Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom. I'm saying good evening to him, and I wish him well.
Well, Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom, Kit Yawson greets you. He's giving you a shout out. And it will be on Papa Kwesi Indom's television program. So if he hasn't seen it now, he'll see it later.
Thank you.
So he will see you talking for him. So that is all good. Thank you very much. And we've got to go now. Bye-bye, my people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for contributing. Thank you as always. Bye-bye.
Very much. Bye.